It was a beautiful service.
Yeah, I really don't ever go to church except for funerals.
Yeah. No, I'm not religious myself either. My parents weren't religious, so yeah. The only time I've been in a church is, well, what's this? 3 funerals. It's my 3rd funeral. I've been to 2 weddings, and I've been to one midnight mass on Christmas Eve.
Mm. Do you go there usually? Are you a Christmas mass kind of guy where you go like every year, or is that just a special?
No, my mother is not religious, but her mother was. So once in a while, she feels that we should do something. And Christmas Eve, big midnight mass. That's the big,
Mm.
like big event in the church. If you're going to go to one event at the church, the Christmas Eve midnight mass is the one.
I got to be honest with you. I love Christmas songs. I love hymns. And I loved going when I was a kid. I loved going just for the songs and to be able to stay up
Mm-hmm.
late. And then you go home and you fall right asleep. And then the next morning, Santa comes. I,
Like
I, I
you
just
sing
like,
on.
I love hearing people sing those. It's such a joyful time of year. And
Hmm.
so I love hearing the echoes of a church when you're singing hymns. It's beautiful.
I know. I mean, I'm cynical about the whole like capitalist nature of Christmas, but I'm a sucker for it too. Like
Mm.
I like everyone comes together. We eat good food. We give each other presents. We think about doing charitable things, but never actually do them.
Mm. Yeah.
I never do that the rest of the year.
Well, I think it's because that it's the one time of year you think, well, I'm doing something for someone else, and you feel better about yourself. It's not about them, it's about you. You feel better about yourself doing it.
Wow, you think it's just a selfish act? Like
Yeah.
I give money to a homeless guy so that I feel good about the fact that I gave money to a homeless guy, not
Yeah.
not that he
100%.
gets the money.
Yeah. Because if you cared about the
Wow.
homeless guy, you would talk to him. You wouldn't just give him the money. You would talk to him. Isn't that a bigger act of kindness than
Which
money?
I don't know. I mean, geez, is it? Just
Yeah.
talking to the guy? I don't talk to anyone in the city when I'm walking through the city. Like, why am I going to talk to this guy? What makes him so special?
Well, why are you going to give him money?
I guess because he's asking for it in a way, like implicitly. He's not saying, "Can I have some money?" He's just sitting there with a plastic cup on the ground. I mean, he is asking for it, right? No one else is asking for it.
Well, I mean, do you tip when you go into like a coffee shop? They are asking for it.
I do when I'm in a country that requires that, but
Mm.
where I'm from, we don't tip. People are paid, a good enough wage. They're not working for tips.
Well, I mean, now we're into a whole nother discussion about capitalism and, the fact that tips are not included in the salary in
Well,
capitalist
I think
societies.
I I think I've only been to 3 funerals, but I have the best conversations at funerals because everyone isn't worried about all the other bullshit. They're just thinking, who was this guy? Why? What did he mean to me? Like this could happen to me. This will happen to me. Like it gives me perspective to go to a funeral and to talk about these things.
I mean, again, it goes back to like you're thinking about how this is affecting you, right? That's what we do is we think about this and it's like, this is affecting me. And when you're at a funeral, you start thinking about your own mortality because
Mm.
it's going to happen. And then you start contemplating like, have I lived my best life? Is there anything I would change? I also think selfishly, are these many people going to show up at my funeral? I mean, there's a lot of people here. I don't know if these many would show up at my.
Yeah,
How many do you think are going to show up? Round ballpark figure.
Frank.
How
Wait,
many?
you want me to estimate how many at my funeral or your funeral?
Uh, why don't we go yours first, and I'll give
Hmm.
you how many I think would show up. You give me how many you think you would show up, and let's see how far apart we are, or how close we are.
Okay,
Okay.
you. Okay,
Exactly.
we're gonna say on three. Okay,
Yes.
how many people we think are going to turn up at my funeral?
At your funeral, how many people are going to turn up at
Okay,
the funeral? Not at the wake.
hang on. Oh, really? Just at the service?
Just
I
at
feel
the
like
service.
the wake is what counts. Like
No, but
anyone, any schmo can turn up at the service.
I think people don't want to go to the service. I think that shows the sign. Okay, we'll do both. We'll do how many people are going to be
We're
at the wake?
not. Sorry. We're not talking about this funeral.
No,
Sorry,
no, no,
but
no.
this is just a hypothetical funeral that we're talking about. So we
Were our
weren't being
voices
rude. I
loud?
apologize. Sorry. Yes, go on.
Our voices were really. When I get loud, I get very excited. My apologies. Good to see you, Father. All right, so first,
Okay. So
I think we should go wake then funeral.
okay. So we on the count of three, we're going to say how many people we think will turn up at my wake.
Yes.
And
Yes.
this is the one I think counts. The service,
Right.
whatever. You know, there could be just someone who didn't have anything to do that afternoon, as far as I'm concerned.
See,
Okay, so all right,
all
here
right,
we.
let's do wake first. Wake first.
All right, count of three. One,
One,
two,
two, three,
three,
40.
12.
Wow. The whole wake, you only think 12 are going to show up.
Yeah, I was counting in my head. I'm like, my mom and my dad, my brother, my sister-in-law, my best friend from work, my the, my some of the guys from my theater group,
Only
and
some.
then
You don't think the whole
yeah, well,
group
I'm
will
not
go.
close, not to the wake. They'll come to the service. That's what I'm saying.
I see.
They're on
I
the
think it's flipped. I think they'll go to the wake because you can bust in and out of the wake. You don't have to stay the whole time at the service. You got to stay the whole time.
but the wake is at some might be at someone's house or like at the wake you've got time to look around and say who is that person, why are they eating the sausage rolls I ordered, like there's more pressure there at this. No one is going to question you at a church.
But when people show up late at a church to the service, everybody looks and sees that person, and they're very embarrassed.
Well, that's, I feel that's a different issue. If they're going to turn up late, then that's, what the hell are they doing? You know, it's
Sometimes you have problems.
a
You might not.
funeral is the one place you cannot turn up late.
I got to be honest. We were late for my dad's funeral. My
We
dad.
cut to we cut to the funeral service. What is going on back there?
I don't think we can hold much longer. I think we should get started. I mean, they're not here.
They, what do you mean they're not here?
They haven't shown up.
This
The
is our
family.
father's.
I know.
This is their father's funeral. He was a great man in their life, and they're not here. This is unheard of in the church.
I know. And we've got another service coming in. I mean, we're booked solid today. Today, of all the days to die, today was not the good day to have the funeral. I mean, it's back to back. We're packed right now. And if we don't start, we're gonna have to push back the Rothschild wedding, and they're not gonna stand for that. They're huge donors to the church.
Can we? Look? It's coming down to crunch time. We have to decide: are we going to delay every event for the rest of the day, or are we just going to bump one event
I think we
and
bump
get
one
back on
event.
track?
I think
Really?
yeah.
All right.
Like I'm just
Okay.
making
But,
right now. I'm saying we can't push it back. I think we should just bump one of the events we got today.
well, let's look at the schedule here. Okay. So after this, we got the Rothschild wedding.
And
Okay.
for me, like I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's immovable. I really do because of how much they donate to the church. So I'm saying we keep that there.
Okay. After that, we've got we booked the organ guy to come in and clean the organ.
Right. And to me, I'm like, my instinct is like, cut that. But like, he hasn't been in here for 6 months and he really needs to clean the organ. It's dusty.
He's hard to get. That's
I
the thing.
know. If we don't book him now, it's another 3 months minimum. And we can't do it. It's
Okay.
3 months minimum.
Okay. And after that we've got the Smith funeral.
The Smith
the baptism.
The
They had. Did they book the double?
Yeah, they booked a double right there. We have a baptism.
They booked a double?
Yes, it's a baptism, and then and here's the thing.
That's 2 paychecks. That's 2 paychecks.
Exactly. Like, and we needed it. All right, I got to be honest with you. We needed that money. So I don't know if we
Right.
can
Well,
get that back.
no. Well, let's see what else is on the schedule. After that, we got. It's just a single funeral. Single funeral. Old lady. Miss McDonald didn't have any relatives, no living relatives, and I think that'll be fine if we bump that.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to rock paper scissors for who tells her family, because it's not fair. I'm always telling them, so I really want to rock paper scissors this.
Now, rock paper scissors. Remember, we're men of the church,
right.
So it's not rock paper scissors.
Right.
It's
cross.
Boulder covering the cave.
Cross, boulder, and holy water.
Exactly.
Right.
And there's just so that we're clear, let's make sure we're on the same page. Let's just reiterate the rules of cross, boulder, holy water.
First off, it's on. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3, then throw. Right? We're playing Vatican rules. We're not throwing on 3. It's 1, 2, 3, throw, and we do a countdown.
I play the way the Pope plays. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, as we know, cross covers boulder. Cross covers boulder because God's over everything.
Say that again.
Cross covers boulder because the Lord covers all. Boulder.
Cross covers.
Yeah. Boulder beats holy water. Holy water beats cross.
Beats holy. Yeah. Obviously, boulder splashes into holy water, disperses holy water.
Of course.
Holy water, obviously, directly blessed by God. Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Are you ready?
Okay. I'm ready. Okay. So on 3, after 3, Vatican rules.
After 3, we're doing Vatican rules. It's 1, 2, 3, then throw. Ready?
Okay. After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Throw.
Boulder.
Holy water.
Yes. Boulder splashes holy water.
Damn it.
Yes.
All right.
You're in luck. Miss McDonald didn't have any contact details. She was that lonely.
Oh, so I guess we just literally push her back. And get caught.
We literally just wheel her to the back of the line.
Okay.
We cut back to the wake service. Okay, so I think 12 people would come to my wake.
Wow.
You think 40?
I think it's 40 because I think you're underestimating your theater group. I think that, here's what I think. I think that not only is everyone going to come, they're going to feel pressured to come, and there's going to be some new members that you wouldn't have met. So I think that there'll be added people there.
I was in the chorus. No one ever talked to me. No one in main cast ever talked to me. Like, chorus is a group. Main cast is a group. We never had coffee. We never hung out, had dinner at anyone's house. So I think some of the guys from the chorus will come, and that'll be it.
You don't think anybody, you just think those friends that you have in the chorus are going to show up. You don't think anybody else from the chorus is going to come?
I can't rely on them.
Okay.
No, that's fine. I don't expect them to take an afternoon out just to come and see me get buried.
And honestly, I think a lot of, and I'll be honest with you, I think your mom's going to outlive you. I think you're going to go before her. And I think a lot of her friends will come out in support of her.
Oh, you might be right. But I think they'll be at the service. I don't think they'll have, I feel it's a big personal pressure to come to the wake. That's where it gets personal. And that's where if you turn up and say, oh, how did you know them? You're like, well, I didn't really know them. I'm just sort of eating sausage rolls. Ooh. Like, I feel that's not going to happen. The service provides anonymity. No one talks at the service.
How long is your wake going to be? How long are you doing? A couple hours, or is it an all-day thing?
No, a couple of hours. God, I'd hate to be taking people out a whole day. Jeez. No, 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 no. Just a couple of hours. I think I'd be fine having it at home if the family want to have it at home. Just throw together a few sausage rolls, a few finger bites, maybe a glass of champagne. And then if anyone wants to go on further and celebrate, then I say they go down to the pub and have some drinks there. I think that would be, I'd love that. I'd love that.
All right, so how many people do you think would show up at the pub and not go to the wake?
Oh, pub? It's like 3 people. Oh, wait. You mean bypass the wake and go directly to the pub?
I'm talking, they hear that everyone's meeting at the pub afterwards. How many people are going to show up that wouldn't go to the wake?
You're saying they don't go to the service. They don't go to the wake. They just turn at the pub?
Yeah, they just
turn. How many people? No one would do that. That is rude. That's just someone who's looking for an excuse to go to the pub, and they're using my funeral to do it.
Yes. Who would you do that to?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Derek would do that.
So we know for sure Derek's going to be there, right? Like we know, like that's a guarantee he's going to be there.
You're right. I didn't think about Derek because I thought he's not going to be at the service. He's not going to be at the wake. But You're right. He would go directly to the pub.
And then if Derek's there, Shelly's going to be there because they're always together. Wherever he goes, she's going to go. And then
if the relationship's on at that point.
Right. Well, again, and that's all dependent on your timing. To be honest with you, it depends on when you die. You might hit a good patch and they're there. There's also
I'm not gonna time my death to suit their relationship.
Well, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying it might happen. Like you should definitely not time your death to suit their relationship. Like they've had enough chances. Let's be honest. They've had enough chances. If they can't make it work by this point, they should just give it up. Right? We've been saying that for years.
I've washed my hands of it. I mean, Derek's come to me crying a number of times, and then the next day he's on top of the world. I'm done. I'm like, do whatever you want, Derek. You don't listen to advice, so I don't care anymore.
We cut to the middle of the night. There's a knock on the door. Hey.
Who? Derek.
Hi. Can I come in?
I guess it's 1 in the morning. What do you mean you got to know it? Yeah, come in, sit down.
Oh God, you're not gonna believe what happened.
I probably am, but go on.
Shelly left me.
I am. Oh man, jeez. Not this again. You know what I'm saying? That's.
Why?
What? Well, you tell me. What did she say, man?
She thinks that I'm out behind her back. She thinks that I've been going out and seeing other women, and I haven't this time. I'm completely honest. I haven't, but she just won't believe me.
You've set up a pattern, man. You got to look at how your behavior affects other people. The last time you were out sleeping with someone else. The time before that, you were out sleeping with someone else. What do you expect her to think, man, when you're out till after midnight?
I can't live without her, man.
I don't know about. You might be right about that, actually. But I don't think you can live with her. You're clearly self-destructive.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. I just can't.
Look, man, I'm just gonna fold out the camping beds. Okay.
Thank you.
Do you want a drink? Do you need a drink to calm your nerves?
Yeah, do you have a sherry?
Do I have a sherry? What am I? What am I, a 70-year-old woman after the walk? What are you talking about? No, I don't have a sherry. I can stretch as far as a gin and tonic, but frankly, if I have to slice up a lemon at 1 a.m. in the morning, I'm not going to be happy.
I love that. I would love that. I love you, and I would love that.
I'll make you a gin and tonic with a slice of lemon and some ice. All right.
Speaking of 70-year-old women, is your mom home?
Yeah. Yeah, she's home. Yeah.
What's she doing?
What's she doing?
What's your mom doing? What's
It's
going on?
Wednesday night at 1 a.m. She's a 70-year-old woman. What do you think she's doing? She's out on an absolute rager, Derek. She's
Is
out dancing her ass off in a nightclub. That's what she's doing. No, she's in bed trying to sleep.
maybe she could maybe she would want a gin and tonic too.
I'm not, I don't think I should, I don't think I should wake up. Go back to bed, Mom.
I think you should. Oh, oh, oh,
Derek.
oh.
Derek, what are you doing here?
Hi, Mrs. Nima. How are you?
Oh, what's going on, boys? This is very strange. It's 1 a.m. What's going on?
You want a gin and tonic? I got my heart broken again.
Oh, my little baby Derek. Did that horrible woman do something to you again? I told you she's no good for you, Derek. I told you you should get rid of her. You can do so much better. We know you can do so much better because you have.
Do you know anybody who I could do so much better with?
Oh,
Like,
oh.
like you?
What?
Hey,
You were,
Daniel, chill out, man. Chill out, Dan.
yeah,
Why don't you
it's
in the kitchen?
you're drunk. You're cracking onto my mother.
You're
You got a
drunk.
thing for my mum?
You're
I'm
drunk.
not.
I do. As a matter of
I
fact, I do. I
I
do have.
had two glasses of wine with dinner.
Yes,
Okay, that was 4 hours ago.
we're all drunk right now. Your mom is the. You know what? Your mom is the longest relationship you've had in your life with her. She's the longest one, female
What are you?
relationship.
You, I don't even. I'm not comfortable having this conversation, especially with my mother right here. Oh, don't mind me. I've heard it all before.
I'd like
What
you to
does that
hear.
mean?
I'd like you to hear something else, Mrs. Nina. I like you.
Don't, Derek. I beg of you,
What?
stop talking. I'll make you a drink. Just please.
You say you want diamonds on a ring of
Oh, I
gold.
love this song. I don't know how it goes, but I love it, Derek. I love that you're singing it for me.
All I want is you.
Oh, that's no one's sung a song for me since well for about 30 years. God, that's amazing. Do you want to sleep in my room tonight, Derek?
I'd like nothing more.
We cut back to the wake. So, all right. So I think there's 12 people at my wake. I think Derek's going to come to the pub. I think I don't care how many people come to my service, but let's do you.
Okay.
And let's do how many people you think are going to come to your service, since you think that's so important.
Okay.
Okay, so think on it.
And these are people that come, even if they come in late, right? Even if they come in the back and sit down, that still counts as being at the service. People who come into the church.
If that counts. If you get dressed up and you drive all the way to a service, it counts, whether you're 5 minutes late or 20
Okay.
minutes late.
Okay.
Okay, after 3, Vatican rules.
Okay. Yep. After 3. Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3, 40.
80. 80.
80 or 18?
80.
Oh, you think that many?
Oh yeah, you're a popular guy. People love you.
Let's see. Like I know one of my exes will come for sure because they'll feel guilty. So I don't think 3 of them will come.
Karen.
Karen will come for sure. Karen will come.
She loves you. She still loves you. She'd
Yeah.
get back with you in a hot minute.
And
Second? Hot minute.
no, I think either one works. I mean, it could be a hot second or a hot minute. I mean, it's
It's
just
hot, so it could be a hot fortnight. Still a quick fortnight.
hot flash. Could be a hot flash. I feel bad because I if something were to happen to me and I, let's say, got a disease or something and I was going down, I would get back together with her. And that's, again, a very selfish thing. It's a selfish thing that I would reach out to her at that point, the lowest point when I feel alone. And if I'm not with somebody, I'm like, hey, Karen, and then boom. But then I'd have somebody to take care of me as I was
Sorry. Can you say that again? I just zoned out for a second. Sorry.
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't. I just got to be honest. I wasn't listening. Sorry.
No. I said if I was suffering, I
Uh
would,
huh.
and it was like I had a disease, and it was
Yeah.
like it was terminal. I would get back together with Karen in a hot flash, a hot beat, a hot minute, and then she would be there
Mm.
for me as I was dying, which again is a very selfish thing to do, but I'm going to be completely honest, and that's probably what I would do.
She'd do it. Like I say, man, she loved you and still does. And she'd get back with you. I was sorry, I was very rude there. But as soon as you started talking about disease, I was just thinking, what would happen if that happened to me?
What would you
And
do?
and then I don't think I'd be brave. I think I'd be a mess, and I think I'd fall apart, and that would kill me faster because I'd feel unsupported, and I'd feel panicked, and that would in hospital, and I'd feel alone, and that would just kill me off.
I want to pretend I'm a guy that would fight, but if the news came down, I think I
Hmm.
would quickly give up and fall apart, and I would go, all right, this is my lot.
I was in I was in McDonald's, and it wasn't clear where the queue was, and someone went in who came in after me, got up to the till before me, and I didn't fight then. So why? What am I going to fight cancer? I don't think so.
Oh, I'm going to say this. Here's what I'm going to say. Nah, I thought so.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
heck, about time. I knew it would happen. I knew it'd be something like this.
I didn't see this coming, but this makes sense.
This makes complete sense
Yeah.
all the way around. I think we're all, and what would happen is at the pub, we'd raise a glass
Hmm.
to you and said, it wasn't fair, but it made complete sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I That's what worries me. That at my funeral, when my closest friend is giving the eulogy, he'll just stand up and say, Cameron was a man. Noted. Goodbye. And
I
that's
mean,
it. That's what scares me.
have you ever thought about writing your eulogy and just?
You can are you allowed to do that, to write
Yes.
your own eulogy?
Yes, I know people that have written their obituaries.
Do they declare it? Is it like a ghostwriter where the person giving the eulogy just claims it as their own writing?
That's between you and the eulogist,
You you
eulogizer,
you
eulogizer.
Eulologist. Eulologist. Is that a word? Eulologist.
It's either
We
like,
should. Father
well,
is what's the name for someone who gives the eulogy? A eulogizer.
I think it's eulogizer. I think let's
Okay,
go there. The eulogizer. Thank you, Father.
the eulogizer. He didn't know. It's
No,
never come up. He said it's never come up.
but I wanted to thank him for coming over. Like he was in the middle of a conversation, and I wanted to just say thank you for coming over, even if he didn't know the
We
answer.
inter we interrupted that conversation.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
why I
he
wanted
did.
to say thank you.
Wasn't out of the generosity of his heart that he came over and said, "Well, these guys need to hear from me in this conversation." We interrupted their conversation and said, what's the person who gives a eulogy?"
But don't you want to say thank you? He at least paid us attention. He at least turned and said, I don't know. Now, he was very snippy with it, so he was very rude.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. That's what I like about him, though. He's
Yeah,
not super polite.
yeah,
He's more direct. And if
yeah,
you're upsetting him, he'll just say, "You're upsetting me," and I
yeah.
like that. I like the plainness of that.
Yes, yes. Sometimes you just want to hear it that way, you know? Sometimes it's like, don't beat around the bush with me. If you got something to say it.
Yeah. You know what the problem with that is? If I come to you and I say, "Do you want to do this?" and you say, "Well, I'm not really sure. What do you want to do?" If you don't have your own opinion, then I feel obliged to think on your behalf. Because now I'm like, well, I could suggest we do this, but that person might not want to do that. And then it becomes a Mobius strip of, of, of emotional prediction. And it's very tiring.
And a lot of times you notice when somebody goes, I don't know, I don't care, what do you want to do? And then you say it. More often than not, they go, I don't want to do it. So it's
Yeah,
like, why did you have me put that out there? It's like, you don't know what you want to do, but you know you don't want to do the thing I want to do.
it's the inconsistency that
Yes.
gets me. That's what
Yes.
bothers me. I don't care, and then suddenly I do care.
And I
Well,
do
which
care.
is it? I mean, I don't mind which it is. If you don't care, don't care. Then we're doing this, and you get no say in it because you don't care. But suddenly they care. That's, oh God, that is irritating.
You know who doesn't care and really doesn't
Uh,
care? Karen.
uh,
I can
I
say
don't.
I can say anything, and she's like, "That's fine." Like maybe I wanted the pushback. Maybe that was it. Maybe I want a little bit more, a little grit there, and I wanted
Can
somebody to push
I
back. Yeah, say it.
the reason your relationship didn't work is she was too in love with you. I'm sorry. I have to say it. Like, she was too in love with you. She didn't have her own opinions. Her personality disappears when she's around you.
Yeah, and I felt that. I felt that guilt because it's like I wanted her to once just say what she wanted to do, and she would always say, "Whatever you want to do is fine. I really just want to do what you want to do. You tell me." And then I'd say like, "Do you want to go get ice cream?" And she's like, "Do you?" Yes. And I'm like, no. Do you want to do that? She's like, well, do you
Yeah,
want me to go
do you
get it?
actually want to do that?
Do you actually want to do it? And she would say it, but it's like she didn't actually want to do it. I felt like she lost all sense of anything for herself.
Yeah, you don't want a puppy dog. You don't want a
No,
puppy dog. You don't want to, don't get me wrong, you don't want a Rottweiler.
no.
You don't want someone that's going to tear you apart. You want to, I think what you need, what we all need is a Schnauzer, somewhere around that level.
An
Okay?
underrated dog, very underrated dog, has its own opinion, but yet shows you that unconditional love, is willing to be flexible. But if you ask what they want to do, they are on top of it. They'll tell you what they want to do.
I think we should rank all the dogs
Okay.
from puppy up to Rottweiler. Let's go through 7 or 8 just to get a good calibration of where we think the ideal partner should sit. Okay, and I don't want any conversations coming up about how we're equating partners to dogs. Okay, that's not what this is about.
Nope.
This is okay. If that dog transformed into a human, that is my perfect partner. So I want to know who that will be for me.
I
Okay,
know. Oh,
so
do
right,
you want me to tell you
go.
who I think it will be for you?
Yeah, we got the scale here. It's
Okay.
puppy up to Rottweiler, with Schnauzer sitting somewhere around the mid-level.
And let's just say we can't. Neither one of us can pick Schnauzer. That's the midpoint. We have to do a
Okay, yeah,
different one. We can't because now
that's
I'm
the
picking Schnauzer.
that's the theoretical benchmark, the
Yes.
ideal, the
Yes.
unattainable. But
Yes.
we'd all love a Schnauzer. We'd all sleep with a Schnauzer
I mean, in a heartbeat.
in a heartbeat. Sorry, are we too loud?
Sorry, Father.
Sorry.
Sorry. I get
Be
excited and
respectful.
my volume goes up. I'm sorry. Okay. So
Okay,
you're
so
saying puppy is first? That's
I think any puppy dog is
okay.
going to be, it's just too excited. It's too eager to please.
Okay.
It's too malleable. It doesn't have its own opinions. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay.
What do you think's just above puppy? Like a moat above puppy?
Uh, I think it's one of those. It's like a kind of an older dog, and like one of those
Mm-hmm.
like older like Saint Bernards. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's a little bit older, so it doesn't have that young energy in it. You can kind of do whatever. It's always there. It's thinking about so many other people. It's like a Karen. It's thinking about so many other people. It wants to help so many
Yeah.
other people. So I would say like right above puppy is that.
I think Saint Bernard, or if we wanted to generalize, service dogs.
Service dogs. Service. Let's do that. Service dogs.
Dogs that have been trained
Yes.
to follow, trained to help. Okay,
And
I
I'm
mean,
not talking, let's just be honest. We're not talking about when people get emotional, dog, like the vet. And that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about like an emotional support dog. We're talking
no, I'm
about
talking
service.
practical service dog.
Yes.
I'm talking a dog that can pick up my socks when I drop them and I'm not able to bend over.
Yes. Which is coming soon, my friend. I mean, your arthritis is not getting better.
I'm in pain 20 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm talking dogs that can open a fridge if you tie a tea towel to the door handle.
Good. Yeah.
That's the kind of dog I'm talking about. So And so we've got Puppy, we got Saint Bernard, and
Yeah,
service dogs.
service dog.
We're one. We got one between there and Schnauzer. We got one mid-level between there and Schnauzer. What do we? I mean, I'm thinking like a beagle.
Yeah, a beagle, because it still has that howl that can be off-putting. You know, a lot of the beagles do.
Yes,
But
they're very helpful dogs, but very much also trained, bred
yes,
to be killers of small animals. So
yeah,
I think there's a slight element of threat there, but that threat isn't implemented.
right. There's a little grit there. It's a little grit.
I like that. I like that little bit of rebellion. It's
Yeah.
like in the Dark Knight, when the Joker grabs what's her name, Maggie
Oh,
Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, who was
He
playing,
says,
yeah.
"Who's playing the prosecutor?" I don't know her name.
Right. We should know that
It's
she was a main character in the film.
Was she? Was she the
Yeah.
same character as Katie Holmes played?
Yes, it was the same character, but I think there was a Scientology thing with Katie Holmes, and she couldn't do the next movie, like, because when she did the first one, she was still married, I think, to Tom Cruise,
Mm.
and so Maggie
I mean,
took over that role.
that's. I don't want to get whole involved in that.
Right.
That's a mess.
Yeah.
I feel bad for all of them as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But Heath Ledger grabs Maggie Gyllenhaal and she slaps him or scratches him or something. He says, "Hey, you got a little fight in you. I like that." And then Batman says, "Well, you're gonna love me." That's what I'm talking about with the Beagle. Okay, he's got a little fight in him.
And you're gonna love me. So who is the Batman? So then we're Schnauzer.
Yeah, so we got Puppy, Service Dog, Saint Bernards, Beagle, Schnauzer. Now we're on the way up. Now we're on the way. We've tipped over and we're heading towards too much aggression. I feel like who's too dominant?
I was almost going to put below. I was almost going to place this below Schnauzer. It's a controversial one, and let me explain why. Pitbull. Now let me explain why I'm putting a Pitbull there.
Okay, I think pit bulls could be nice.
Well, they were known as nanny dogs because they will do anything the owner says. So whenever there's an issue with a pit bull, it's how they're raised. It's not the dog themselves. The issue with a pit bull is if you tell them to kill, they'll kill, and they're very muscular. So it is a dog that even when they're being playful and friendly, they have a lot of power behind them. So they've just been mistrained and misused.
But I feel that Karen is a puppy because she doesn't think, well, I do see what you're saying, but the fact that it can kill alone does not make it an independent thinker.
Yes.
Like it kills, like a pit bull is as subservient as a service dog and a puppy. It just has a different service. Its service is to kill. That's
what the owner wants. If that's what the owner wants. That's the thing.
Do you want to go out with someone who just does what you want all the time?
Yeah, you're right.
Karen would kill for you.
Yeah, she would.
Okay, so I feel Pitbull is a good description of Karen, but I still rank it down with Puppy.
Okay, that's fair. You know, here's the one that's going to, I think this one is the sweet spot.
Okay.
3 syllables. I think you know where I'm going with this. Labrador.
Oh, wow. I can go with you on that. Because they're nice dogs. They are friendly dogs. But when they want to do their own thing, they go and do it.
Yeah. And they'll take you. They will definitely take you. So I would say that's the perfect right there. That's the number one on the top 10, number one with a bullet, Labrador.
Really? Okay. Well, so yeah, I mean, Labrador, that is the dog that is filling up your weekend with events that you don't want to do, and you cannot argue against them no matter how hard you try. That is
you do it.
Labrador.
You do it, and then you go, you know what? I didn't want to do it at first, but I'm so glad we went to that Greek street festival. I didn't want to go at first. I thought I was going to be bored, and then we got there, and it was the time of my life. So
I got a Euros. I got a Euros.
You got a Euros right there and some
I
souvlaki,
know.
which I always love.
I didn't want. I thought I didn't want to do it. Turns out I was just hungry. Once you get the blood sugar up, I'm into it.
And so that's something a
But
Labrador do.
okay, I have one more position between Labrador and Rottweiler in terms of independent thinkers. Okay, Lassie. Okay.
Okay. I mean,
Okay, because Lassie just goes around telling people. Lassie ran that show.
you're
Like
talking about
who's
the Michael Jordan of dogs. You're talking about the ultimate dog right there.
yeah, yeah, and I'm saying that it thinks for itself. It gets things done. It's efficient, and it was proactive.
It's
Who
proactive.
who fell down the well? I don't know until Lassie tells me.
Yeah. It's Timmy. It's Timmy. Thanks, Lassie.
Yeah, no one else knew that. Lassie was out there making moves,
But
picking up cases.
There's only like Lassie. It can only be with one other person. That's the thing. It's like that's
Oh,
the Mount Everest. There's only one
maybe
Lassie.
is the guy who trained Lassie still alive? Maybe he could train some other dogs.
I think that leads into an interesting question of how many Lassies were there? We know Lassie, but maybe there were
Oh,
4 or 5 Lassies. Maybe there were
well, they
several
probably.
Lassies.
I mean, that show ran for a few years, right? Lassies came and went, I'm sure.
And I'm sure they did a lot of live appearances as well.
But see, why that kind of dog? Seems like a very pretentious breed to me. Why not something down to earth like a Labrador or a Golden Retriever or something?
It's the same reason for movie stars, right? Like you have these movie stars that
Like Lassie is the Audrey Hepburn of dogs.
Lassie's the Audrey Hepburn of dogs. Beautiful, long neck,
Oh.
stunning, timeless, and you could put
But in a
Lassie
way,
in here.
Dull. I look at Lassie and I think it's pretty, sure, but no character.
Well, if you were dying and there was a dog next to you and you were saying, I need help, what dog would you want?
But that's one thing, okay. But we aren't talking about that. I'm talking about a committed long-term relationship. I would not have a committed long-term relationship with Lassie. A Schnauzer, fine.
I guess we'll just have to agree to disagree.
All right, fine, fine. I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, if you ever want Karen back, all you have to do is she'll be there.